Eskom has been implementing stage 2 load shedding from 10 o'clock last night to 8 o'clock this morning. The power utility says this is due to an unanticipated conveyor belt failure at Medupi power station, which has led to the system to be severely constrained and vulnerable. Eskom says that while a number of units are being brought back, the line following repairs and maintenance, it was essential to implement rotational load shedding. Eskom says its teams continue to work tirelessly to return units back from planned and unplanned outages. All right, we're going to get more on this story when I joined on the line by Eskom Spokesperson Dikatso Mothae. Thank you very much for joining us on SABC News.
Thank you, and good afternoon to the viewers.
Right, yesterday, of course, there was a statement issued by Eskom saying that there will be load shedding implemented until 8 o'clock this morning. What happened? Why the sudden change? And we now understand it will be until tomorrow morning, in fact.
We've our unplanned breakdowns have been quite a challenge for us, even throughout the festive season. If you remember, we said in order to contain load shedding or to have a low risk of load shedding, we need to contain the unplanned outages to below 9,500 megawatts. These have been trending above that level throughout the festive season. The benefit that we've had is that the demand in electricity had dropped over festive because a lot of the businesses and industries do close. Yesterday, from Friday, actually, we had the incident with the conveyor belt. That has since been fixed, so that is running, and the plant at Medupi is feeding power into the grid. But over that period, while this was out of action, we've had to use a lot of the emergency reserves, which is our pump storage schemes and our open cycle gas turbines, which use diesel to generate electricity. And we need to replenish those in order to make sure that we have adequate capacity to meet the demand from tomorrow when some of the businesses will be reopening.
Yeah. One of the challenges, of course, and you said that the conveyor belt has been fixed, but there seems to be unending challenges when it comes to the Medupi power station. Can you maybe elaborate for us and our viewers, really, what are some of the challenges that are faced there at Medupi, maybe just in layman's terms, because every time there is some kind of an issue, we hear that something went wrong at Medupi, for example.
I think the bigger issue really is around our fleet and our coal fleet in particular. And we have not been able to get them to be predictable. Our power station units are not operating optimally, and as we said previously, largely because we hadn't maintained them over a long period of time. So like you have a car, if you don't take it for service when it's meant to go for service, it's likely to not be very reliable, and over time it might even break down completely. So that's what we've been seeing at our power station units. So the bigger issue is around making sure that those power station units are well maintained, and we have a recovery plan in place to make sure that this is done. But the benefits of that we'll only see over 2 years. So until then, we're likely to continue seeing this constrained system and this vulnerable system that is unpredictable. Medupi itself does have challenges, as you point out. There are some defects at the power stations that we've spoken about previously as well. And part of the recovery plan is to deal with those defects. In this instance, I understand that it may be a design issue around the coal conveyor belt, which is also going to be addressed going forward.
Yeah, you use the word unpredictable, and when it comes to electricity and power, people and businesses in general don't want to hear the word unpredictable. The newly appointed Eskom Chief Executive, Andre de Ruyter, has now started his duties, and is he indeed confident that he can stabilize electricity supply in the country so that we are not hearing words that you've just used, like unpredictable?
Andre, our new chief, correctly, starts officially tomorrow, And I'm sure when he gets an opportunity to speak to the public, he will give you his plan for the company. But he has been around over the holidays and meeting some of the colleagues and just getting to know the business more intimately. But I'm sure he will be given an opportunity to speak about his plans for Eskom.
Yeah, we've had a number of energy experts here on our channel, and many of them say that, you know, the issue of load shedding will be with us probably for the next 5 years. I mean, from what we're seeing, is that indeed likely to happen? Must we just brace ourselves for the fact that it's inevitable and in fact we will be getting load shedding for the next 5 years possibly?
As I said, load shedding will be with us for some time while we implement this recovery plan. Our estimations, at least our chief operating officer has spoken about a 2-year period. And until then, you are likely to see load shedding.
All right. Thank you so very much for giving us your time. That's Eskom Spokesperson Dikatso Mothae.